Here we go. Welcome to my WWE Royal Rumble 2021 predictions, and in this video I'm just going to pick winners from the matches, and also I'm going to first start with the matches that I think is going to be possible to appear on the match card, and then I'm going to go and react to the other matches and pick winners from there. And all the matches that I know, and even the ones I'm going to mention in this video, is going to be in the description. And then I'm going to just talk about who I think is going to probably win the Royal Rumble, and maybe some people I would like to see win or more deserving to win the Rumble. So you guys can react to it how you want to in the comments if you guys are interested in watching the Rumble this week and this Sunday, to see who you think is going to probably win the Royal Rumble and retain the championships, however you feel about the Royal Rumble event. But this event is one of my favorites to cover every year and watch for the WWE, because anything can happen and surprise returns, and people can just finally get the title and the title shots they deserve, and the ones that's been shut down and just being the underdog and not really getting that spotlight like most people do. Like the same superstars that get title opportunity after title opportunity, even without doing anything, they just end up getting the title opportunity right away just because they're them. And they just end up just going out there. All it takes is for them to get a title opportunity in this day and age for this show, for both shows to be honest, is to go out there, someone gets on the mic, just interrupt them. Interrupt that championship, that champion, that current Universal Champion or that WWE Champion, whether it's Raw or Smackdown, just interrupt them on the mic and you get that title opportunity. I just don't like that. But now with the Royal Rumble, whoever wins from both the respective the women's and men's Royal Rumble matches, they're guaranteed a title match at WrestleMania, and they also get to main event the show. So I'm just hoping, regardless who wins, they don't have them get squashed and have them lose right away, because they did that to Shinsuke last time, and they have them win, and then they did it to Asuka as well. Have them go on to the WrestleMania and win the respective Rumble matches, and then only to lose. I just hope they don't do that this year. But I'm going to start with the possible matches that I think is going to possibly happen this Sunday for the Royal Rumble event. Just to start, like the United States Championship being defended by Bobby Lashley taking on Matt Riddle, since he took out 3 members of the Hurt Business. So we're going to have to see if that really comes into play, or maybe they'll just have them face each other on next Monday. But I don't think they really announced anything like that. So it might be a possible match to appear on the card. But I'm going to pick Matt Riddle to take the United States Championship eventually from Bobby Lashley, even if it's this Sunday or they move it to Monday Night Raw. I think he's going to eventually take that title, because they wouldn't have him do all that and then just only to lose. And what I don't like is that they had him hold this title, but they're not having him defend the championship like that. And that's how I think some of these champions get these long title reigns, because they end up retaining, not only against it becomes predictable in that matter, but they just don't have any other challengers or people to really step up that can be possible contenders, when I think anybody can really take the championship and be contenders if they let them get a chance to shine and unlock their potential and show what they can really do. Like Cesaro, for example. I'm hoping he wins for the Royal Rumble. Well, I'll talk about that later, going towards the end of the video. But he's just one of my picks. But I'll just say Matt Riddle to take that championship from Bobby Lashley, and then another possible match, the Intercontinental Championship on the Smackdown, or Friday Night Smackdown. Big E currently being the title under the holder for that Intercontinental Championship. I think it's going to probably be, I was going to say Bobby Lashley, Big E taking on Apollo and Sami Zayn in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. But I would say Big E is probably going to end up retaining if he does have to defend his title, or ends up defending his title this Sunday. I'm just going to pick Apollo. I would like to see him get that championship. And it seems like they're trying to make him heel and maybe be a partner or some kind of minion of Roman Reigns, or the head of the table, just to join Jay and Roman Reigns. But I don't know. Hopefully he just does his own little thing and just become his own little character in his own spotlight and shine on his own, because they had him hold the United States Championship and then they took it away, and then he was just really not part of the show that much. Now they bring him back. He gets dropped to the Smackdown. Now he's going to be trying to possibly be a contender for the Intercontinental Championship. But we'll have to see what they do. But I'm going to pick Apollo to take the championship if they do have a match, a possible match for this Sunday before the Rumble starts. I don't know about the men's tag team championship, but as far as the SmackDown tag team championships, the Street Profits just recently lost. I don't think they're obviously not gonna get their title match this Sunday. I don't think they will, but it might be another tag team they'll end up facing, possibly. I'm not sure who it could possibly be, but if they're, I don't even know if the match is gonna happen because Dolph Ziggler declared himself in the Royal Rumble. So I don't know if Bobby Roode is gonna be in the Royal Rumble, or maybe he probably won't have an appearance or a slot, an entry into the Royal Rumble. Somebody else is probably gonna end up taking his spot, maybe like a legend, for a surprise return just for show. But I'm not sure the SmackDown Tag Team Championships are probably going to be on the line this Sunday or to be defended. But as far as that goes, those are just the possible matches that I can really possibly think of off the top of my head for this Sunday's Royal Rumble. But now I'm going to get into the full match card, the matches that we know is going to happen. But I'm going to start with the Women's Tag Team Championships being defended by Asuka and the Queen, Charlotte Flair. I know they're obviously going to win. I think they're going to retain, and I don't see them losing their titles soon. Well, at least to Shayna, Baszler, and Nia Jax, they're taking on this Sunday, because I think they're going to eventually lose their titles as it gets closer to WrestleMania, so they can set up Asuka and Charlotte at WrestleMania one-on-one for the women's, the women's tag team championship, the women's championship. It's just going to be that all over again, unless somebody gets back involved, unless Becky Lynch comes back. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Or maybe some other surprise returning star might want a taste of gold. We'll have to see what happens. But they're obviously going to retain their championships, and once WrestleMania gets closer, they're going to have that fallout, losing the tag team championships, just like Shawn Michaels and John Cena. Remember that? They were tag team champions for a while, and then leading to WrestleMania, as it got closer, they lost. He super kicked John Cena, and then after that, they just ended up having a match for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. So it's just going to be the same thing, just with Asuka and Charlotte, so they can just set up that rematch all over again. But that's just going to be obvious. So now, outside of those matches, I already talked about the possible matches, and then that was the Women's Tag Team Championship predictions. Now I'm going to go to the WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a last man standing match. This could be an opportunity for the Miz to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, or his Money in the Bank contract that he cried for just to get it all over again. It's crazy. But I wouldn't mind having him be a champion, regardless of which championship he wants to cash in. He's good on the mic. He's a good heel anyway. So he's cool as a WWE champion, but I don't think he'll cash in on this. But I think this is more opportune, the biggest opportunity for him to cash in. A match like the last man standing match, in comparison to Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. That's crazy. But I'm going to pick Kevin Owens to win this match. At least I hope he does. So I'm going to pick him. They had him lose over and over and over, and then every time Roman Reigns would win is because of Jey Uso. So I think this might be the time that maybe Jey Uso might cost Roman Reigns the championship. Maybe since Jey Uso is going to be a Royal Rumble participant, he's going to probably try to win the championship and head over to Raw. I don't think so. I don't see that happening. At least I hope not, because I hope they're not trying to put that together. The whole family, from the head of the table, is going to hold all championships. Just like similar to how the Hurt Business is, now they're going to probably try to take over the brands. I don't see that happening. But I just hope that he doesn't get involved. I would like to see Owens win this championship, so I'm going to pick him all the way for Sunday to finally get that championship. But if anything, Miz should definitely cash in on this match. At least I wish he did. If he can. Unless he's only exclusively allowed to cash in. I just don't know how it works this time with the Money in the Bank contract. Because I'm thinking if a Raw superstar wins the Money in the Bank contract, you can only cash in the contract on the Raw, the current champion, or the WWE champion, or Universal champion, I can basically say. So this is over on Raw. You can only cash in on that particular title or that particular brand. But I could be wrong. So Owens, I'm going to pick him for the Universal Championship to be the last man standing. And then let's talk about this. I still can't believe this is happening. WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre against Goldberg. Please, please, please do not have him lose to Goldberg. Remember how they squashed The Fiend? I really was upset about that. I can't believe they did him dirty like that. They had him challenge him, and then they try to make him stand out. That's one of the best characters you got for your show. The Fiend is one of my favorites on both brands, by far, hands down. Just have him lose against Goldberg. Make a return, you're next. And then he lose the match. Just a couple spears, and then I think he did a jackhammer to finish him. I'm not sure how it really ended. Just to have him just be embarrassed by Goldberg, and then nothing else to really do with him, with no direction to use his character. So I hope I'm gonna just pick Drew McIntyre because I'm confident he's gonna end up beating him, improving himself. But what I'm scared of is not because of what they did to The Fiend with Goldberg and having him lose the WWE Championship against Goldberg. I'm afraid that he's gonna probably squash and do the same thing to Drew McIntyre. At least I hope they don't do that to him, because it's just known for that. And just how Michael said in the commentary, well, this is the Universal Championship is the only championship that has that he's the only championship that has I think eluded him, something like that. I forgot what it's called, what they said, exactly what he said. It's as if that's the only championship that's in his way from stopping him from doing everything that he possibly could to win the Royal Rumble, or to win the championship and become a champion and being super iconic. He's already a legend. I just can't believe they couldn't get anybody else to replace him. They couldn't get nobody else to step up to Drew McIntyre that's well deserving to, instead of Goldberg. But instead you guys throw him into the Royal Rumble match, and just to have them lose and get eliminated so quickly, they're just filler. They're just filler entries for the Royal Rumble. And instead of giving them a title opportunity to make it a good match, I think this is gonna be my least favorite match I'm looking forward to. But at the same time, just like I said, I'm scared for him. I'm scared for Drew McIntyre for having him get speared, get a jackhammer, and he loses. And then the next person who's guaranteed to challenge Goldberg is going to be the one to beat him. See how they did that for Roman Reigns and have him win and beat Goldberg? It was like a given title match. And he's not going to be able to go that long. It's like, why are they doing that? And it was very scary. I would just be open to go there. It was very scary to have them go versus Undertaker. That was one of the scariest, ugliest matches I ever seen. It was just ridiculous, and he almost killed him. But I'm just really scared for Drew McIntyre. Not even just because of his safety, but just the fact that for his title. It's like, that's just going to really put dirt on his name and just destroy his title reign and his legacy. Goldberg and just I feel like they just brought it up. They just made it up. I just had to go there. I had the most to say about this match. But let's have him just say, make it seem like he disrespects the legends and he doesn't have any respect over any of the Hall of Famers of the WWE, and just give him, let that be that burning passion, or that spark to have Goldberg come out there and challenge Drew McIntyre to get a guaranteed match, and have him challenge him at the Royal Rumble just for something to do. I just think that's disrespectful. They could have got somebody else to do it, not someone like Goldberg that's already been there and had his time. Let's give somebody else a chance. But that's just what I have to say. But now I'm going to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match. I'm not sure who could possibly win this. I hope it's not Charlotte Flair, because she already has all the gold. She's had enough titles. I hope it's someone like Bianca Belair for some reason. She's athletic. She has the skill and ability. I would like to see her win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to pick her for my pick. I'm just going to pick her. But I don't see Becky Lynch coming back as a surprise return. They're probably going to have Melina and maybe some other surprises. Lita might even be in the Royal Rumble match by surprise. I don't know. But I would like to see Bianca Belair win that Royal Rumble match for the women's Royal Rumble match. And now I'm going to go with the men's Royal Rumble match. I do see a Seth Rollins return. Braun Strowman could possibly be in it. I know Randy Orton's going to possibly be in it as well. And they spoiled it, having Edge from this past week, from this past Monday Night Raw. Why would they just tell us, Edge is going to be in the Rumble? They could say that as a nice surprise, to have him like another surprise entry like last year. But it's not going to be something like that with that kind of hype. But it's still going to be a surprise. They just spoiled it. and had Edge just make an announcement on Monday Night Raw that he wants back the title that he never lost, and get back to the top of the mountain and get back what he never lost. But I don't see Edge winning. I would like to see him win, but I don't think he's gonna win. He might be definitely in the top 10, or maybe the final 4, possibly. But I would like to see, for my picks, outside of his return, I know it's gonna be some legends. Maybe Boogeyman might show up. I don't know who else they could possibly be. But I was gonna say with Randy Orton, he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. He wants to win, and I think Fiend is probably gonna magically appear. He's probably not gonna be a part of the Royal Rumble, but I think he's gonna come back and cost Randy Orton and distract him. He might even appear in the middle of the ring and have him eliminated to cost him his WWE Championship. Because since now that he already on this past Monday Night Raw, I think he's gonna probably show up and cost Randy Orton his championship. So, well, his championship opportunity, I meant to say, and have him eliminated. But I would love to see the Fiend win the Royal Rumble as well. I'm gonna pick the Fiend. I'm gonna pick Cesaro, and I'm gonna pick Ryan. So those are my top 3. And if I'm going with a bonus, I'll go with someone like maybe Seth Rollins returning to get back into the title picture. So I think he's probably going to be a surprise returning superstar. So I'm going to go Cesaro, Daniel Bryan for my top 2, and then I'm going to go The Fiend for number 3, and then I'll just pick Seth Rollins as an additional bonus for my Royal Rumble picks. But anybody could come into the Royal Rumble. It could be anybody. CM Punk, I'll be really going crazy for that. But I don't see him. Every Royal Rumble is always like a rumor. CM Punk might show up. That's a what if, but I don't think so. I don't see him. But, other than that, I'm sure that's probably going to be the main event for the Royal Rumble, the men's match winning to finish the show. But those are my picks. But if anything, I would like to see someone who hasn't really had a title opportunity like that, like Cesaro, because it seems like they're really trying to push Cesaro. Kind of beat Daniel Bryan, and just win matches week after week, and just have him get on the spotlight and just really put on the show. And it's just underrated talent like that that's underused at that. That's not really getting the respect and the title matches that they deserve. Instead of just pushing the same people, they have Daniel Bryan lose to him to put over these guys that deserve it. But it makes it seem like they're trying to push him, and then they just shut them down in the long run. And they end up, even if they get the title opportunity, they lose. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. But those are my personal picks that I think is going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm curious to see what you guys think. But just like I said, if anything, what am I most scared of for this Sunday? Goldberg winning that title match for sure. I just hope they don't do that same thing. Y'all squash the Fiend. Now they're probably going to do the same thing to Drew McIntyre.